speak this evening. It's awesome to be given the opportunity, to speak and share your story. This is awesome. I like this church. And I love the Cowboy Church, and I love the church I'm a part of now because when I sobered up nearly 3 years ago, I had to learn how to live. I was 39 years old and a raging alcoholic. Did all I wanted and plenty of it. Didn't do anything like I was supposed to do. And the people of this church embraced me. When I learned how to live again, I started out just like you're 38 years old and you have the emotional stability of a 2-year-old. I had all this emotion, all this anxiety that I didn't know what to do with because I had to quit drinking. And this church, like I say, they embraced me. When I had no place else to go, nobody else to talk to, they were there. In my adult life, the only church that I know was a Cowboy Church. And I was born and raised in Hamlin, Texas. Sat on the 3rd row of the Baptist church every day of my life. And the choices I made in life, it wasn't because I was raised wrong. It wasn't because my dad drank because he didn't. It wasn't because my mom drank but she didn't. Somewhere along the lines, I became an out-of-control alcoholic. And when your disease of alcoholism progressed like mine did, you just do a lot of bad things, a lot of bad decisions. And I pride myself today on leading by example. I love hearing a good testimony. A good testimony to me is every bit as important as a good sermon because some people won't be reached by a sermon or they might be reached by a testimony. And, when I look out in this crowd, I got a lot of good friends here. And some of the guys I grew up with that are here. And, I'm also a member of the program Alcoholics Anonymous. I became a member of Alcoholics Anonymous February the 9th of 2009. That's when I quit drinking. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a bad habit, or a substance abuse problem, but if you ever try to quit, it's tough because you got to learn how to live all over again. You got to change playgrounds and playmates. And the only playmate I still have from my drinking days is sitting right there. His name's Tom South, one of my very dearest friends in the whole world. And not only did he and I drink a lot together, caused a lot of trouble together, didn't go home like we were supposed to, but now we do a lot of good together, and that's a blessing. It's, I had the privilege of helping baptize Tom about a year ago, and that was an awesome deal. And it's, you ought to hear some of our, we talk to each other on the phone all the time. We sound like a bunch of old ladies. He said, he'll say to me, you think that's the evil spirit? And I said, yeah, probably so. But, that's part of the positive fellowship. Tonight, all our 2 churches coming together, you don't, to me, either you believe in God or you don't. Either you have salvation or you don't. And the salvation is the best free gift a guy could ever have. And serving the Lord, just like Mr. Whipple said, serving the Lord, that's a huge capacity of things, giving your life story, giving back what you've really been given, sharing your experience, strength, and hope to others. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have any hope. And, I've learned to try to always keep a smile on my face, to keep my head pointed straight forward, not to be ashamed of what I used to be, but I'm proud of what I am now. And, I've been a mechanic for close to 25 years, and to this day I still see things that I don't know how to fix. And I think of the good Lord above using me as a tool, just like I would go to my toolbox, open one of the drawers, get one of my diagnostic tools out. And he knew, I wondered for so many years, why was I spared? Because I drove drunk as many miles as I ever drove sober, I promise you. And I wonder so many times, why was I spared to not be a statistic in the Texas Department of Public Safety, And now I know why, because I've been able to help others. And there's no better reward in the world to see a smile on somebody's face that you helped. There's no amount of money that can buy that gift of hope that you give somebody. And that gift of hope can come in a lot of different ways. It could be a pat on the back, it could be a free Bible, it could be lunch, it could be anything. And I got another good friend of mine here. His name's Gus. He's sitting right over here, him and his wife. They're very dear friends of mine. And back in my wilder days when I was drinking all the time, Gus he was driving a truck for Basic Energy, and we were working on their trucks in my shop. And he'd come into my shop, and he'd always pull me aside, and he would say, "Boy, when are you going to stop drinking? When are you going to turn your life around?" I remember telling Gus, I said, "Man, when they throw dirt on my face, and when I'll change." And what a sad commentary that would have been if they'd have thrown dirt on my face before I changed, because I went straight to hell. And I've got 2 Bible verses there I'd like to share with you guys that mean a lot to me. And the reason they mean a lot to me is because how I was compared to how I am, or I try to be now. Isaiah 53:6. If you'll bear with me 1 second, I'm not. Come on now. I've got it marked. It's I'm not as good as Greg with the Bible. And I had it marked. That's kind of embarrassing. Okay. Well, that's because I got the large print. Let's see, Isaiah 53:6. If I wasn't quite so nervous, it wouldn't be so bad. It's all right.
We're just trying to make us feel better because we couldn't get our music straight.
Well, I was pretty impressed with Darian because he kept swapping back and forth from instrument to instrument. Okay, Isaiah 53:6. It says, "We all like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all." So what would happen, if the Lord, years ago when he died on the cross, if he didn't lay the iniquity of all of our sins on him? Boy, we'd be in a sad shape today. There's not a day goes by that I don't think about all the things I've done. I regret them every day. It's hard not to. When you go to the point of addiction where I was at, you'll always have flashbacks. You'll always have the what ifs. I can't sleep at night still. I used to have to drink myself to sleep. And to this day, I still can't sleep very well, and it's because of my problem with alcohol. But being, February the 9th of this year, I'll be sober 3 years. Amen. And there's one more, Proverbs 27:19. You think I'd be a little bit better prepared for this, but I'm getting better because I don't cry now when I do it. I've also learned in recovery there's no shame in tears. And there's no shame in hugging another man either. I mean, there's no shame in that. Proverbs 27:19 is how I try to lead my life today. And it says, "As water reflects faith, so a man's heart reflects the man." So, through the young people I deal with at church and the people I try to help, I always ask them, "Where's your heart at? Is your heart in the right place? Are you thinking about what you need to be thinking about? Are you doing the next right thing?" And a lot of the things I'm talking about, I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I was sentenced by the state of Texas. I had a choice of 6 months in the Texas Department of Corrections or a boatload of AA and a bunch of other stuff. I've had so many AA classes, Mad Mother Against Drunk Driving, I can tell you all about it. But there's no shame in that. Where the shame lied is what I did to get to that point. And I thank the good Lord above for the December the 17th, 2007, I was arrested for a DWI. And at the time, I kind of blew it off and said, "Man, I'll get back to work tomorrow. It'll be, well, $30,000 later, 2.5 years of probation. I'm past that, and that's a bitter pill to swallow. And it's embarrassing. I still suffer the repercussions of my bad habit. Everywhere I go, if I'm at the DPS office buying DOT stickers for my shop, it comes up on my driver's license every time I'm arrested for DWI 2007. That's embarrassing. But how much more embarrassing would it be if I didn't let that or allow that to change my life? There's nothing wrong with redemption. And I was baptized August the 22nd, 2009. I was baptized, and I saw a shirt the other day. It says I was born again because I didn't do it right the first time. Well, I was born again that day, and do I do everything right today? I'm sure I don't. I still slip with my tongue sometimes. I try not to, but it's hard. But I do try to lead by example. I do try to do the next right thing, and I do try to help others, and I try to lead by example. Keeping a smile on your face. Generally, if you got a smile on your face, you got joy in your heart. And if you have joy in your heart, you can pretty much get through anything. Life is still life. Learning to live life on life's terms. I learned that in the program Alcoholics Anonymous, 12 Steps, 12 Traditions, Alcoholics Anonymous. And in closing, I'll say the program of AA did for me what I couldn't do for myself. And it taught me how to be a grown man. It's a shame when you're 38 years old and you don't know how to do anything but drink. I could fix trucks and drink. That's a heck of a combination because both of them together don't work. But anyway, in closing, I'll say this. I learned how to love. I love each and every one of everybody that's in here. And I brought 3 things I want to show you, and I'll drive. I've got 3 tokens here. These are chips I got in AA. This is my 1-year chip. This is my 18th month chip, and this is my 2-year chip. Right. And what the grace of God did for me and the program of AA taught me to carry these chips in my pocket and not carry a chip on my shoulder.
Amen.
So thank you for having me.